Hi guys, I'm Troy, and we're back at Bridging the Gap, and I got my amazing star.
It's Mojy Show.
So, did you guys just hear how we both kind of changed our voice just to get into it? That's that
Code
demographic, that
switching.
code switching, what Moji calls it. And both of us get highly annoyed when somebody tries to call us on our terminology or our lingo or our ebonics and the way that we talk. Or if we're going the other direction and we're talking professional, and we all know what talking professional as a black
What
person
is
is
talking
called.
professional? It's
Also known as talking white.
white.
It's talking white,
It's
right?
talking white.
And that's what they're basically saying is you shouldn't talk like that, or I'm highly shocked that you're able to talk like that. So have you ever run into a situation like that?
All the time. Even I actually had a situation where I met with a client over the phone and we're speaking. And then I saw her in person. She was like, wait. She was black. She was like, wait, no. You sound so good. I'm like, from you as a black person telling me I sound so good. I don't find it as a compliment.
No, I
It's
hate
it's not a compliment to me because I mean I'm an educated person and I should sound as an educated person. I mean whatever that means, you
Yeah.
know. So it's not a compliment because I'm obligated to sound to talk proper, to talk right, to,
100%.
and
So the reason I hate it, and whenever I hear it, like you said, you're an educated individual. We're both educated individuals. But even if you haven't been to any formal higher level of education, just because you start speaking in a different tone or a different context, it doesn't necessarily mean that you've lost your culture or that you need to give me a compliment and tell me that I'm doing so well, as if I just learned how to speak today. Like, I don't know what speak so well or you're so well spoken
like
is
I'm not a
even
baby.
supposed to address, as if, oh my gosh, you're 2 years old and you're able to put together a sentence, is what I would feel like
Speaking
somebody
well.
should be speaking well, is not an adult that knows how to, put together a sentence and be able to say it to you in I guess a tone is what they're causing or calling it, or the verbiage, or
It's
maybe a
just your
word, but
diction. It's the way you use words. I guess that's it's that, and then there's that. There's the accent aspect to it too.
so that's what I was going
Because,
to ask you. Is yours the accent that they're saying you speak differently from seeing you, do you think? Or is it just being black
it's a
alone?
combination of both.
So you go through both.
Yes, I go, and I just want to say, like, when I first moved to America, and it was annoying and so shocking to me that a lot of people really get taken back by the fact that I speak English, and I speak English very well, and I'm like,
What language do they speak in Nigeria?
in Nigeria, we have 200 and something languages, but our primary language is English.
Is English.
We communicate in English. In school, we communicate in English. And, at home, I speak Yoruba at home. So it's like when people look, I can read, I can write English, to the point where my English teacher then, when I was in the 10th grade, always wanted me to, like, be the one to read in class.
Yes.
And then people are like, but we don't know what she's saying, we don't understand what she's saying. But then when I write, it's like, oh, people wanted me to do their papers and stuff, and I'm like, where I come from in Nigeria, we're way past the syllabus. Like, we this is not what
This
we
is
do
easy,
right now.
right?
Exactly, this is like normal stuff to me, and I'm like, so you guys don't speak American? I mean, you don't speak English
English.
in America? Like, what
Yes.
is it?
So we speak English in America. A lot of us aren't on the higher level of
You really speak
education.
English in America?
So we shift
My
over.
father, on the
so we
other hand,
shift over.
disagrees.
We shift over and use I would say it's no different than you
Slangs.
saying you have 200 languages, right? We're from the Philly area.
have dialects.
So we have different dialects. I use
Yes.
different terminology to express myself. The same way that somebody down here from Florida is going to express themselves differently. Somebody from Apopka might talk to somebody from Pine Hills and they never know what they're going to talk about. Somebody from South Philly might talk to somebody from North Philly and their terminology might be a little bit different. So I think we all have our own pockets within our households. When I say household, that's your tight community where you're growing up at. And you feel comfortable and you feel like you don't have to necessarily necessarily enunciate or pronounce things to the full magnitude as when I go to my professional meeting or my meeting, or we're on a different.
And then, like, let me shock you now, because even with the Africans, Africans think Americans don't know how to speak, like, especially African Americans. Like, what are they saying? It sounds like gibberish. When y'all start saying, like, when y'all start talking, like, what is y'all? What is that?
But the craziest thing to say that is when I was in Nigeria, I heard them talking in their own dialect, and it was so broken English.
So
you how do you say
English.
that? They have
just like the
English.
other day, you're like, wait, are you there means how many things?
Yes.
Alpha means like multiple things. Now if I come to and say alpha, you're like, so where?
Exactly. So that bounces back to our last topic when I was saying we're common in so many things, yet we still try to separate ourselves. Yeah. And every day of the week, we're supposed to be trying to grow together. And between me and you, I feel like if we keep pushing out a lot of information and letting people know that we're so much more similar than we think we are, and if we just grow together, I think that we can definitely do some amazing things.
I feel like if you bring someone straight from like Africa and take them down south, someone who speaks English and takes them down south, they'll be lost.
They will be lost, but
like, what did they say? Why are they talking like that? Why is,
But the funny thing is that person, when they go back to their country, if they were to ever go back to Nigeria, they might even take that, because you've seen that when I came from Nigeria and back here, like, I want to say that, or when I met you, I'm like, oh yeah, I know your slang. I know how to talk to you slightly, not to the deepest magnitude, but I know how to have a type of conversation with you. So just taking in, I feel like you should go down south, you should go up north, you should go out west and learn everybody's different dialect. So that we can just be this great melting pot as a black community. And that's what it is at the end of the day, right?
That's great stuff. But yes, that's it, guys. Please join the conversation. We'd like to know what you think, and, join the topic. Let us hear from you.
Definitely.
Comment below, and we'll see you guys next week.
Peace out.
Peace.